So today, Jonathan Wolff, who has been teaching us philosophy in foundations course for the last 8 weeks, was wrapping up why applied philosophy or engaged philosophy are two different concepts, but why are they necessary for somebody doing public policy? Because every decision ultimately is a value decision. So, in most conversations, in most negotiations, when you're trying to get a certain policy passed, or when you are making an argument for a certain policy principles to be applied, you're technically applying values to it. So when you'll be arguing, or when you'll be positioning, or when you'll be negotiating, you will not say, "Oh, because a certain philosopher said, we should look at utilitarianism in the application of this," but because you would be aware what a utilitarian thinks, you'd be able to see what is actually good for the society, and to be able to name what seems abstract right now. A lot of work of philosophy and research is actually naming things. And this is something that also came in a conversation with someone, that the work of research is to name, record, and preserve, almost for a finite period of time, what is already known to society sometimes, but there is no common consensus or lexicon to describe that phenomenon. So a lot of research work or philosophical work is about naming things. And as we know, naming has a big impact on how we think about things. Sometimes it is good to name feelings, but sometimes it is not, because you do not want to label everything, right? Having said that, that all policy decisions are ultimately value choices is so important, because it makes me reflect back on the work in India, where I used to very, very strongly say that there is no policy without politics. Basically, there is no policy without philosophy of what you think is right or what you think is valuable. And can you, at any point in life, throughout your life, can you challenge, question, observe, reflect values, and go through a metamorphosis if you think something is not sitting right? Can you call out your own confirmation biases? And especially when I'm like this old, I'm almost on the other side of my grand 30s, and that's the time when I'm able to reflect that, am I able to change something, or I'm getting into my confirmation bias? Am I at a place where I'm here to gather evidence to back my thought, or I'm able to actually break down some of my biases? And that's like one of the biggest works that I'm trying to do here, which is to be able to call out which part of me is beyond question right now, and why do I hold some parts of me so dear? Or is there a core that is already formed, and it cannot go through a big transformation? However, on the other side, I'm also learning so many opinions are open to challenge, essentially because with every single conversation, the context changes. And with the advent of technology and digital media, and new research, sometimes we are basically just moving the debate forward and not settling it for once and for all. It's brilliant. It's just mind-boggling. Thank you. Thank you to who? I don't know, but like to myself maybe.